Let's meet our first guest tonight. He's an award-winning actor, you know, from The Queen, Masters of Sex, Frost Nixon, and so much more. The always brilliant, the ever-charming Michael Sheen is on the show. There he is. How nice to see you, Michael. Now, I know that you're quite a news junkie. You enjoy watching some political broadcasting. It's been a crazy week here in America. Have you been keeping track of it?
Well, I mean, I woke up yesterday, like most people, thinking that the major event of yesterday would be that the Democrats had taken the Senate. I mean, that on a regular news day, that is life-changing. And then
the biggest story of the week.
Story of the year, that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And next to the election, obviously. And then to see what happened yesterday, I mean, it was unbelievable. It was so shocking. It was so shocking to watch that. To see Nazis in the Capitol building, not likening people to Nazis. There were actual Nazis in there, and people like waving the Confederate flag, wandering around, seemingly unchecked, through, you know, one of the nation's most sacred buildings of democracy. It was extraordinary. It's absolutely extraordinary. I'm still kind of in shock, as I'm sure most people are, and asking a lot of questions.
It does feel a bit like you're going, what was that? That was yesterday. What? Yeah, it's been quite an extraordinary sort of 48 hours. Now, where are we talking to you from? Because we've chatted a few times, and I'm familiar now, because also I watch your other show on the BBC, which is absolutely brilliant. So I'm very familiar with your sort of country house fireplace. But you're not where in Wales. Where are you right now?
No, I'm en route to New York to carry on filming on Prodigal Son, the series I do there. But I'm not allowed into New York unless we've quarantined first. And we're not allowed to quarantine in the UK because things are so bad there. And we're not allowed to come into America and quarantine there. So we are at the moment, me and my family are in, and, you know, I know you're going to feel really bad for me, but we're quarantining for 2 weeks in Saint Lucia. That is where we have been put. I would have fought against it, James, but they put us here, and that's what we have to put up with.
So you have to stay there for 2 weeks, and then you can enter the country and start shooting the show.
Yeah.
But then
exactly.
I will say, I know that part of me should be thinking, you know, and a part of me is thinking, oh, St. Lucia sounds incredible. But I know what traveling anywhere with a 15-month-old baby feels like, and it's never a holiday. It is never, ever a holiday.
It's sort of like being offered a beautiful banquet meal, and then you're just not allowed to go and eat any of it. Like, we're in this, it is beautiful. It's an amazing place. It's gorgeous. But we're not allowed to leave our little area. We can't go off and do stuff. We have to stay here. And it's, you know, and it's lovely, but we can't, and people are having holidays around us, but we're just spending our time. She's now 15 months old. She's like a force of nature. And literally every 10 seconds, she's either trying to kill herself or destroy whatever's around her. And so you know what it's like. You're just constantly trying to stop her from doing too much damage. And that's what it is. Whilst also being bitten by mosquitoes constantly. I'm covered in bites. But I recognize that no one is going to feel sympathy.
No, but then you've got, at the end of this 2-week quarantine, you've got the joy of flying with a 15-month-old baby, which in itself is a horrific experience.
You become like Spider-Man, don't you? You become like Spidey senses. As soon as she makes a noise on the plane, you're so aware of what everyone else on the plane does. Any look, any sort of slightly annoyed kind of movement, you're like, oh my God, it's the tension, the stress of it is horrendous.
It is, it's awful. But you're traveling with another incredible being, not your wife, not your child, this beard, which has taken on its own whole thing. It recently won Beard of the Year by the Beard Liberation Front, which I can only imagine is the highlight of your career. How far are we going to go with this, Michael? Where are we going to go?
I think we want to go. I see my beard as a pioneer. I think we want to go. We want to see how far we can go into pastures new. I mean, I've got no plans on shaving it off. Also, I'm terrified of when I do, because our daughter has never seen me without a beard. She may reject me as a father. So I'm going to keep it going as long as I possibly can. Anna, my partner, said that the beard looks like you've got a face on a face, which is the best description I've heard of it so far.
Now, you've had an incredibly busy quarantine. You have your show on the BBC, which is doing incredibly well, and then you performed the play Faith Healer at the Old Vic, and you did that, which is a play I'm incredibly fond of, and you did that without an audience. What was it like doing that play in an empty Old Vic?
It was a very strange experience. I mean, obviously I feel incredibly fortunate that during this period of time I have been able to do things which the vast majority in our profession, as you know, have not been able to do. So on the one hand, I felt incredibly, lucky and grateful to be able to do it. I haven't done a play for years, not since 2011, so nearly 10 years that I haven't been on stage. So just to be on a stage was amazing. To be on a stage during this period of time when all the theatres were closed, theatres were shutting down for good in Britain. We've lost a lot of theatres there. So to be on a stage at all was amazing. But it was sort of weirdly like the worst of both worlds. I was doing a play in a theatre, and one of the most famous theatres in the world, but there was no audience. And you know what it's like on stage. That's the thing that makes being on stage so amazing, is having that live audience there in front of you.
Yeah.
So it was a totally empty theatre, which was a very kind of ghostly, haunted sort of feel. But it was being filmed, because that's how people watched it. They were able to watch it online and watch it live. So it was being filmed live. So the worst bit of filming is having to do it live, as you know, like not having a second take. It was terrifying. I didn't have an audience on stage, and I was filming, but there was no second take. If I messed it up, that was it. So it was a very strange experience, but it's such an amazing play. I had a great time. It did lend itself to those circumstances, really.
Now, 2020 is behind us. What's Michael Sheen? Let's get to the bare bones of what everyone wants to know. Let's open it up. What does Michael Sheen want in this new year? What's his goal? What's his passion?
It's more beard, really.
Really?
Really, yeah. I mean, I want to go. I don't know if anyone is familiar with the poet Walt Whitman. There are you can Google him. Don't know if we're allowed to say that, but you can look him up. He had a glorious beard and a cape, I believe, and a sort of a stick. And he was I'm going for the wizard look. 2021 is the year of the wizard, Michael Sheen. That's what I'm hoping for.
Now, let's talk about your brilliant show, Prodigal Son. The second season is just airing now. For anyone who doesn't know, tell them what it's about and who you play.
It is about a young man who, and when I say young, obviously I'm not talking about myself. It's about a young man who is an FBI profiler, a brilliant profiler, now working for the NYPD. And he's so brilliant at profiling particularly serial killers because his father is one of the most notorious serial killers in America. I play his father, known as the Surgeon, serial killer. Charming, affable, likable, funny character. But underneath it all, you know that he is absolutely deadly. And it's about, at the heart of it, is that relationship between this young man who wants to try and right the wrongs of his father, and use what he's learned from his father, but is terrified that he is like his father. And it's about that weird relationship between the two of them, where the father tries to help him solve the crimes along with him, because he wants to have that bond still. So that's the kind of setup of it.
Now, it's been a massive success, and the show actually aired in Britain during lockdown. What's the response like? How do British fans compare to American fans?
Well, during lockdown, I was only really going out to do shopping, to get the food shopping for us and for my mum and dad, who were shielding. So me and my sister took it in turns to do the weekly food shop. And so Prodigal Son started being shown. It's very strange to be in something that started being shown during lockdown anyway. That's quite sort of an odd experience. And I was in a few things, actually, that quiz about the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire scandal came out during lockdown. Stage, the thing I film in my kitchen, and Prodigal Son. So when Prodigal Son came out, I really noticed that it was doing well in Britain, because when I went to the supermarket to do the shop every week in Wales, I'd have little old ladies with masks on peering round the aisle and saying, "Oh, you are bad." And they would come up to me and say this sort of things. And it was happening so often, much more than for any other show. So I realised that Prodigal Son was doing really well, certainly in Wales, certainly in the bit of Wales that I come from, at least.
Well, the show is brilliant, and you are, as always, fantastic in it.